Alright, we should be live here and double checking that we got everything going through. Looks like we are definitely live. High Kings Fireside Chat number 90 here, if my numbers are correct. So as far as stuff going on this week, definitely got a couple of things. First of all, the Yule Vet Vigor, the first inaugural Yule Vet Vigor, just ended. As far as you cannot challenge anyone anymore. The first at midnight, so the night of December 31st, was the deadline for that. If you do have any challenges going on right now, get them resolved as soon as possible, whether that means actually doing them, preferably, or talk to me and whoever you have the challenge with. If it needs to be canceled or withdrawn, make sure we get that done. If I hear nothing back, then generally I will simply assess a 5 point penalty to both parties, depending on the circumstances. If the challenger or the challengee, either one wasn't around to answer, or it's in some way their fault, they would then take that 5 point penalty themselves, and the other party would not receive one. So important that you reach out to me if you have any outstanding challenges that aren't getting resolved as soon as possible, because those have to be resolved in the next 6 days here by the 8th at midnight. So that is the night of the 7th. That's Tuesday night at midnight is the deadline on that. So make sure you get on that. And again, thanks so much to everyone who did participate. Obviously, I know it seems like we had a lot of challenges getting thrown around, so people were having fun with it. So hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Hopefully everyone will enjoy the song that the top 12 performers will be featured in. It is still in the works. Again, I can't give a deadline on it yet. Unfortunately, it's just what with my schedule, and also just it takes some time to go through the whole process of writing and recording instruments, vocals, everything like that. It's going to take some time as well, but it's my number one priority until it's done right now. So hopefully that will speed things up, and I'll get it done. I'll try to, if I have more solid updates on the progress, I'll try to post those as well to keep people in the loop. That said, yeah, Vit Vigor is going to be officially concluding that period to end all challenges soon. In addition, as far as stuff we've got going on, so I was going to officially make these announcements on the 5th with our new Jarls. I'm just going to make a sort of a lump announcement with the changes going on as far as movement, but I'll give a spoiler for what's going on, so there's a heads up. Um, One of the things that's happening is I'm creating a new warband myself that I will serve as leader of, called Vafthrudnir's Acolytes, and basically it will be a warband for new returning members, scouts, anybody who is new to this incarnation of WA, this system, and wants some help figuring things out, learning about WA, learning about our organization and all our warbands, and finding the right warband for them instead of just getting thrown into one. Because especially now that our warbands have dropped official game focuses, they are much more based around traditions, culture, and just who you're friends with, stuff like that. There's groups of friends that want to be in the same warband, that type of deal. So it becomes harder for somebody not familiar with them to just browse through and know which warband's right for them. So the idea is that Vafthrudnir's Acolytes will be educating members about WA, helping them find their way in the clan, and learning more about our history and our culture, lore, and rules, everything like that, and help them make a good decision for a warband. And of course, nothing's changing as far as you can still transfer between warbands, everything like that. It's not like once you choose a warband, you're doomed or anything like that. But the idea is we want to be supplying warbands with members that are at least interested in their warband and have some basic knowledge about WA, because that is the purpose of the warrior rank. That is the standard WA rank. There are expectations in the handbook for that rank. In terms of activity and in terms of possessing some knowledge of WA. So we have to ensure that scouts do have that knowledge. And even if they don't have to be some MVP member who's going to be an officer and do all this stuff. But the expectation is that to maintain that warrior rank or higher, there's certain things you have to know, certain things you have to do. And hopefully Vafthrudnir's Acolytes will help serve as a vehicle for all of that. So right now, well, starting in the 5th is when I'm officially kind of beginning this. Um, any new recruits automatically go into Vafthrudnir's Acolytes, and the expectation is they'll stay until they reach Warrior rank if they're ready to be promoted to Warrior. They'll get promoted to Warrior, and we'll put them in a warband of their choice that's worked out, of course, for the warband leader as well. They can switch warbands earlier than that. There's actually no limit, but they would need to talk to me, get my approval, talk to the warband that they want to join, and we'll make sure that everything is in order. Seems like they know their stuff, that there's a good reason for them to be in the warband, etc. Just making sure that everything seems good, and we're not just dumping them in a warband to be abandoned. They don't know what's going on, and we want to avoid stuff like that. So. Yeah, that's how that's going to work. And we will have quite a lot of warband movement going on, and I'm going to officially do this on the 5th, like I said earlier. But in the meantime, yeah, just to give a heads up on it, Frigg's Fate Weavers, Hell's Raiders are both being moved out of Companions of Aegir into the Host of the High King under me. And we also have Un's Favorite and Kolga's Frostguard getting moved out of Guardians of Ran under me. I believe there's a potential merger being discussed between those two warbands. I'm not aware of a final information on that, if that is going through, or what the final proposal is going to be on that. I've been leaving it to the two warbands to kind of decide amongst themselves what they'd like to do. But just to give people a little bit of heads up on that. In addition, we are going to be, because by the rules, if a great company falls to only one warband, obviously it's not a great company, it is just a warband. So at that point, the great company is decommissioned, the warband is moved under me. However, because both of our great companies would be left in that position, I've decided instead to go and move Surmabrender's Destiny, the remaining warband in Guardians of Ran, into Companions of Aegir, along with Kvasir's Composers, the remaining warband there. So those two together will be the new Companions of Aegir, great company, and those two warbands will be there. The Jarl for the month of January will be Steiner, so he'll take office on January 5th. And yeah, we'll proceed as normal. Of course, for February it'll be Kusiag, serving as a representative of Surmabrender's Destiny, so he'll serve as Jarl for the month of February. That said, Sig, I just saw a ping about December 26th. Not sure if you're listening to Fireside. Not sure what the context there was, but that aside, let's see. So yeah, warband's getting moved around there. Let me double check my to-do list here if there's anything else. I am gonna do a handbook update. I know it's a bit delayed. A lot of stuff kind of running behind with the holidays and whatnot, but I am gonna update the handbook. Nothing like big rule changes or something, but just updating our arrangement with warbands and whatnot, and a few different just very slight updates to things. For example, adding the new warband, clarifying exactly how the review process is done, and also that basically now, instead of announcing an Obsidian Hall promotions for a whole great company, each warband will they'll simply update the roles themselves or ask a superior to do it if they don't have the proper permissions, and they'll do that right when they post their warband report. So that way it's not this awkward waiting for the 4th or whatever for the sit rep before it goes out, but the roll call goes out in the 1st, so it doesn't line up perfectly. That way you've got everything done for your warband by the 1st at the latest. You change the roles and everything even earlier whenever your report's posted. Then you congratulate people in your warband channel, ping them, hey, congrats on Warrior, Raid, or whatever, and you're all good to go. Then the sit rep goes out by the 4th from the myself and the Jarls to just kind of give a summary report there for all of the warbands under their command. So that's not a huge change. This is a slight logistical one, partially in the interest of lining up with roll call, helping warband leaders just kind of manage things, because you don't want to be in a situation where the warband leader is in charge of certain things, but then also can't do the things related to that. Like they're in charge of the promotions, but they can't actually do the promotions until several days after the new period has started, so it's quite weird. And as well, I like Obsidian Hall being more of an exclusive thing. Promotions are certainly important, but I like it as sort of something for like titles, emblems, more important events, even stuff like how important house events and house titles, that kind of thing. More of a tradition kind of cultural um, venue there. That aside, let's see. I know Artisans Guild, that's been something that's kind of fallen by the wayside. There are three candidates for leadership. I will announce those and do a poll. When we get a chance, I think just because the guilds have not been very active, I've kind of been delaying that in the interest of working on some other fronts right now. And hopefully nobody is too bummed about that. It will happen. It's just delayed right now, no ETA at present, but hopefully sooner rather than later on that. I've talked previously about working on a recruitment license and officer licensing, officer school, some initiatives like that. Still something I really like, but again, similar to what I just said with Artisans Guild, no ETA on that. It's something I'd like to work on, but it's just at present it's not really possible to roll that out or start work on it in earnest. But I think that is about it. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's about all I've got right now. So we do have Court of the High King happening here in just about 17 minutes. So I'll be in Surtur Hall for that. If anybody has any questions or wants to talk to me about anything like that, we're running for a half hour, something like that. And I'm planning on doing. It will likely be the only Court of the High King for this week. I know I like to do two, but during the holidays sometimes it's not quite possible. I'll see about tomorrow or Saturday. Possibly I might announce an impromptu one. We'll see what things are looking like there. But yeah, stay tuned and I'll announce for next week. And I will get the January calendar up as soon as possible as well. So yeah, in the meantime, we'll see everybody for Court of the High King. Yeah, in just a few minutes here. Thanks everybody tuning in. This was Fireside Chat number 90.